The simple thing is just this: hot water, a little bit of honey, little bit of turmeric. The Harvard University, they're conducting a research on how the yoga practitioners, are they surviving better? It'll boost the immune system, but at the same time, it's like a gauge. So those of you who are looking for a magic wand way out of the virus situation, there is no magic wand. Very conscientious, responsible steps are needed. Once we relax the lockdown, anybody's guess, till now most of us been protected by isolating ourselves. Now when we have to step out, this is when the real challenge happens. This is when really how responsible and sensible we are matters. After the lockdown is over, when the economic process begins, the best thing you can do is how to enhance the immunity in your system. We can give you a protocol how to maintain this. One thing is strict maintenance of social distancing. This must become your religion. Okay? That is if you're religious, I'm saying. Otherwise, this must become your sadhana. So before you go for your morning sadhana, you must take 8 to 12 leaves and put it in your mouth, chew it and keep it in your mouth. It's very important it's in your mouth. It's most effective when it's in your mouth region. So you must keep it in your mouth, chew it for 1 to 2 hours, let it be there, don't wash it up, don't drink it down, let it just be there in the mouth, do your sadhana with that. Turmeric balls every day mixing up, you consume this in the morning and leave it in the stomach before you eat anything, at least for 1 hour. Another thing is, this is the amla season, that is the nallikai for Kannada people, the betted nallikai. So right now the season is on, not those huge, golf ball kind of amla, that is all hybrid amla, that is also okay if you don't find anything else. But otherwise, what grows in the hills is only this size. You just smash one amla and put a little salt on it and just chew it. You must keep it in your mouth and it's most effective once again in your mouth. It must be just in your mouth for 1 or 2 hours. These simple things will greatly enhance your immune system. See, there are many traditional things which we can do to, boost our immunity. The last 39 years that I'm in this public life, almost every day I have some public event, some event which I am committed to large groups of people. But in these 39 years, in all this travel, I have not cancelled a single event because I am not well. The simple thing that we do when we see that we are exposed to infections when we're traveling, if we see there are viral infections or influenza going on, all these years of my visits to United States, I don't catch influenza when it's running rampantly all over. The simple thing is just this: hot water, a little bit of honey, little bit of turmeric, and if it is possible, some pudina or coriander in it a little bit. Right now, this is what we are doing to all the police personnel and the medical personnel in our region. We are providing them what is called as Nilavembu Kashayam, which works very well. We did this across Tamil Nadu when the dengue fever was on, it made a big difference. Instead of drinking just plain water, if they just drink this as a part of their thing, I think it will definitely help. It has helped me. I'm just telling you grandmother stuff, not medical stuff, okay? But it's worked. It worked for my grandmother, it worked for me. The only way is to enhance our immune system, the only way is to behave socially in a responsible manner. This is the way forward, and it's a new world, at least for the next 1 or 2 years. It is going to be a different world than what we have lived in. Right now, many things are being done. One aspect is The Harvard University, in collaboration with the Beth Israel Hospital, medical center in United States, together they're conducting a research on how the yoga practitioners, people who have been doing some yogic practices, how do they respond to a virus like this? What is their resilience? Are they surviving better? I'm 100% sure they're surviving better, but we need, medical evidence for this, but I'm 100% sure because I have not heard of a single case of any of our meditators dying. Some of them have lost their parents, aged relatives, but not meditators, related. So, yoga doesn't come through blood. You gotta do it. That's the only problem with the damn thing. It works miraculously, but you have to do it. Yoga yoga yogeshwaraya bhuta bhuta bhuteshwaraya kala kala kaleshwaraya shiva shiva sarveshwaraya shambho shambho mahadevaya. So, what we're doing, this simple mantra, you must understand, what we are calling as a mantra is just a certain geometry of sounds. If properly uttered, this mantra is particularly designed to generate what is called as samat prana. There are 5 dimensions of pranavayu in the system. Samat prana is that which is in charge of respiratory process and the thought process, and it generates heat. Well, the pranavayu is fundamentally in charge of respiration and thought process, but without the fire of samat prana, pranavayu cannot function. So this is why any kind of kriya or pranayam that you do, first thing is to generate some heat, because without generating the ushna, the other dimensions cannot really fly. So, one thing is to generate heat because this will also greatly enhance one's immune system. Let us not think that now I am doing my kriya so I can go out irresponsibly. No, I never said your kriya or your mantra is a solution for corona. It is not. It strengthens your system. Well, building up immunity is not going to happen overnight, this we must know. I would say in 4 to 8 weeks, one can see significant betterment of one's immune system. So, this package of the mantra and the Isha Kriya, which will bring balance to your system, let us make use of it for our well-being. In the yogic sciences, there are various things one can do to enhance one's immune system. In terms of practices, we have put out a simple, powerful process called Simha Kriya. This is a kind of process. One thing is it'll boost the immune system. Another thing is it involves your breath in a certain way. Suppose you start doing it today. After a week's time, if you find some difficulty in doing it, you clearly know you have some respiratory stuff even before other symptoms show up. Even before other symptoms with which you normally medically recognize, even before that you will see you will not be able to do the practice the moment there is some kind of a respiratory cause. This viral being, being a very respiratory related thing, it'll be very useful if you're doing the practice every day, twice a day, it'll boost the immune system, but at the same time, it's like a gauge. If you suddenly can't do it one day, you know there is something wrong with your function of your respiratory system. Most people develop relationship with the soil only after they die. But it's very important to develop relationship with the soil when you're alive. I would say especially now, with this virus around, believe me, those of you who are in some way in contact with the soil, here we call this Prithvi Prema Seva, that means getting involved with the soil in a very loving manner. Well, your ability to live, your ability to resist these kind of invasions upon your life will be greatly enhanced. It's not just enough if you live, it's important that you live strong. Living strong does not mean you grow big muscles and dominate somebody. Living strong means here life happens big. For this, you need a body which treats the entire planet as its extension, which it is. So, it's very important that you bring this, all of you who are here at the Isha Yoga Center, we will set up some processes for you so that every one of you, at least once in 3 days, your hands and feet are in the soil. Very important. And wherever else you are, if you have a small patch of a garden, or you can volunteer that you will work in somebody else's garden. Believe me, yes, they will get free labor, but don't think they are getting more, you're getting much more because you being connected with the soil will make a phenomenal difference for the way your physical body functions. Put your hands into the soil, very important. Otherwise, those of you who are too well-to-do but don't want to be seen doing any work because it may create a wrong image for your affluence, you can have a mud butt. Yes, that is also one way. This will do wonders for you. So if you maintain these protocols, very easily you can enhance your immune system because ultimately that's the only way you have. We camped at Mettur Dam and also the KRS Dam in Mysore. That is a part of the country that's very familiar to me, and I've spent a lot of time as a child and a youth along the Kaveri there. The dam is to the brim, actually overflowing. KRS Dam is 124 feet, 8 inches and overflowing. Whenever breeze blows, it is overflowing over the dam. 1 lakh cusecs were being let out, initially 3 lakh cusecs and then 1 lakh cusecs were being let out on a daily basis, but in spite of that it was overflowing. So was Mettur Dam, 120 feet full. So I asked the local guy who was living there next to the dam, I asked him, how many days did it fill up? He said, 4 days. I said, this is not good. If it rains heavily in Coorg, it would always take anywhere between 20 to 30 days to fill up. That's a good thing. But now it's filling up in 4 days, so for the first time, in 50 years, for the first time I'm seeing that the KRS Dam is brown in color, full but brown in color. This means the soil of the mountains is coming to Mysore city, which is not a good thing. Kaveri should come walking, but she is running, this is the problem. We need to understand, the same amount of rain is coming in the last 100 years, the average is same. Our only problem is we are not able to sequester the water that comes down in the form of rain, we are not able to put it into the soil, mainly because there is no organic content and there's not enough trees and vegetation. If we plant these 242 crore trees, we can sequester anywhere between 9 to 12 trillion liters of water. To give you a perspective of what is 12 trillion, the entire flow of Kaveri right now is 21.2 trillion liters. So 12 trillion liters extra if it goes into the land, the rivers, all the 120 rivers will flow, your lakes will be full, your wells will be full, above all, soil will be damp most of the year, and that is what is needed. For the state and the nation, if you want a solution, the maximum landowner on the planet is the farmer still. It is he who has to go for it. Why will he go for it? You want him to save the world? You want him to save Kaveri? You want him to save the nation? No. He is right now struggling for his livelihood. Now the only way it will work is that it must be an economic plan for him. This is what I've been looking at for over 25 years. Now we know 100%. This is not an experiment on the farmer. We know 100%. His life will change dramatically. Right now, if you ask any farmer, you can do a survey and see if you want. Not even 2% of the farmers want their children to become farmers. So in another 25 years when this generation passes, how do you think you're going to grow food? The most significant achievement in the country is, without any technology, without any modern science, just with traditional wisdom, our farmer is growing food for 1.4 billion people. This is not a small thing. This is the greatest achievement for this nation. But unfortunately, their condition right now is very, very bad. Everybody knows about the suicides and the stuff. This is a game changer for the farmer, for the soil and water, and for everybody. If 33% of farmers or 33% of the land goes into agroforestry, we have calculated by 8th year, the government will be earning 29,000 crores of GST. So, it is wonderful for the farmer, it is wonderful for the governments, and the governments are responding very responsibly. The farmer is very enthusiastic. Now, the civil society, it's our business to see somehow we grow healthy saplings for the farmer. 242 crores is a lot of saplings. There is no one department in the government, there's no one private agency or a commercial force which can grow this kind of number. And another problem is to grow quality saplings. When I say quality saplings, right now we have 35 nurseries happening in Tamil Nadu. These 35 nurseries, we take 9 to 15 months to grow a sapling for transplantation. Many commercial nurseries are growing the same sapling in 3 to 5 months because they use a lot of urea and grow it, we're growing it organically. What is the difference? The difference is just this: when transplantation happens, the survival rate is over 95%. And in that, the survival rate is around 40%. And recently, the Agricultural University of Tamil Nadu, TNAU in Coimbatore, which is a premier institution in the country, invited 40 different sapling producers in the state. The Isha nurseries also went. And of the 40 samples that came, all the 39 of them had nematode deposits on their roots. The only one without nematode deposits was from our nurseries. This is very important because when you shift the farmer into tree farming, suppose you give him bad saplings which will not produce the result that we are promising him, then you are pushing him further into a horrible situation, another corner. So this is extremely important. This is why this 42 rupee campaign is going on. This will need a minimum of 12-year commitment. Are you with me? Ho, ho, ho! The year is coming to a close. And what have you done this year? One more year gone, are you still alive? And what are you alive to? What are you dead to? When was the last time you saw a full moon or a sunrise? When was the last time you gazed at a mountain or the ocean? Or you looked at a butterfly fly? When was the last time you saw a flower blossom or kicked a ball? When was the last time you smiled at yourself? When was the last time you looked back and could laugh at yourself? For the last few days of the year and the years to come, get into the act and make it happen for yourself.
come alive.
See you soon for more discoveries and learning. Don't forget to subscribe and invite your friends to be part of this community of mutual growth.